This is a StayBladed Martial Mafia video tutorial. My name is Joey Four Fingers Monteverde, Capo of Colorado. This is a three-part tutorial on the StayBladed development deck. Part 1. Angle structure, tip up. Grab a standard deck of playing cards and your training stick or knife. The angle structure we are going to be using is a 9-count angle structure. If we think about the angles as in relation to the numbers or time on a clock, remembering that we are starting with the tool in our right hand, and that this initial 9 count is tip up. Number 1 is 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock. Number 2 is 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Number 3 is 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock, and number 4 is 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Number 5 is either a high or a low thrust. You could either target the throat region or the pelvic region. Number 6, if you have a stick, would be a downward strike to the top of the head. If you have a blade, it would be a facial score, which would be a slice from the top to the bottom of the side of the face, usually going across the eye. Number 7 is 5 o'clock to 11 o'clock. And number 8 is 7 o'clock to 1 o'clock. Number 9 is an upward thrust into the groin. Part 2. Angle structure, tip down. Since tip down striking is usually more stabbing than slashing, we are going to focus more on anatomy for the tip down method of the 9 angle count. Again, using the numbers on a clock, starting with the tool in the right hand, and having our weapon in a tip-down grip. Number 1, angled more the throat, would be the carotid artery, whereas angled downward at the clavicle would be the subclavian artery. Number 2, angled at the throat, would be a jugular strike, whereas angled down at the clavicle would be the other subclavian vein or artery. Number 3 would be a stab to the spleen or stomach. And number 4 would be a stab to the liver. Number 5, high line or low line, again, could either be a stab at the windpipe or down at the intestines. Number 6 would be down the face or a facial score or across the face, as in an eye flick. Using body mechanics and moving your tool in more of an upward motion, Number 7 and 8 are targeting your spleen or stomach and liver, similar to numbers 3 and 4. Number 9, rather than going at the groin like before, would be a leg stab, or stabbing at the femoral arteries in the legs. Part 3. Basic card assignment. Ace through 9 is your 9 angle count. Number 10 in any suit is a wild card, and you can insert any move or technique you wish. Level 1. Novice. Deal 10 cards. Perform what the cards dictate from left to right, starting with the tool in your right hand in a tip-up grip, then in a tip-down grip, then with your left hand in a tip-up grip, then again in a tip-down grip. Level 2. Intermediate. In the same deal of 10 cards, any red card, which are your hearts and diamonds, you would have to have the tool in your right hand. And any black suit, which is the spade or club, the tool would have to be in your left hand. This would help learn manipulating the tool between your two hands. Level 3, Advanced. For any spade, your grip would have to be in reverse or tip down grip. For any heart, your grip would have to be a tip up or standard grip. Diamond, tip down. Club, tip up. On top of the left-right hand switches based on the color of the suit. Face cards are 3 strike combinations of high, middle, low, or face and throat, torso, and leg or pelvic region. Jacks are high, middle, low, which is face, torso, pelvic region. Queen is middle, low, high, which is torso, pelvic region or leg, and then finishing off with the face or throat. King is low, high, middle, which is starting with the pelvic or leg region, then moving to the face or throat region, and finishing off in the torso. We do use both the black and white and the color joker. When the black and white joker comes into play, if you are in forward grip, perform any 5 of your 9 angles and check with your empty hand. If you are in reverse grip, perform any of your 9 stabs and check with your empty hand. The color joker is what is called a box drill. It is also called a figure 8 pattern. Picture a box or square with an X on it. The 4 corners of the box are stabbing points, and the X is a slashing point on the torso of your opponent. You would start by doing a Z and then a reverse Z. So you would start on the top left corner and do a stab, then slash across the top of the Z, then slash in a downward motion towards your bottom left, then another slash horizontally to your right. Then you would repeat this process, starting on the top right, moving left, then down into the right, and finish moving left. Go grab a notepad so you can transcribe your first deal of 10 cards into what you are supposed to do for beginner, intermediate, or advanced practice. You are going to start by shuffling the deck, including the jokers, and dealing 10 cards. Write down the 10 cards that you dealt and the angles next to them. Transcribe all of your face cards and jokers as far as your high, low, high, or if you're performing the box drill, etc. Work your 10 card deal from left to right. And be sure to practice moves and card associations from all 3 levels. I know this went kind of fast, but watch it a few times and make sure to write everything down, and I promise it'll make sense. Remember that this is just a skeleton structure. Be sure to add or adapt or change this to anything that you or your students might need.